Welcome back to Indigo Smokes Tarot and Astrology. This is another astrology interpretation video. I'm doing natal moon in Pisces, and just to briefly introduce what the moon is for people who may not be fully familiar with astrology and what a moon sign is. So the moon sign represents your soul, basically what you need on an emotional, soulful level. It's your instincts, it's who you are in private. So this is the side of you that only people you hold close typically get to see. It's who and how you were as a child. It's a general theme of experiences of your childhood. It can talk about your relationship with your mother or your nurturing parent. This is what makes you feel safe, nurtured, fulfilled, connected. It can indicate a theme to your natural cycles and just how you go about life. Let me see what else. It can also represent energy inherited from a past life and maybe even ancestors. Sometimes this is your inner child. And what else? I think I pretty much said everything. These are qualities that you may see in your mother. Sometimes the astrology can line up to where your mother actually is this sign, but even if she isn't, these are just traits or themes that you may associate with her, and etc. So now I'm getting into Pisces energy. Pisces, before modern astrology came along, Pisces was ruled by Jupiter. Now Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, with Neptune being more prevalent in modern astrology for Pisces specifically. So what does Neptune represent? Neptune represents, well, first of all, Neptune is actually the higher octave expression of Venus, so it can definitely be a planet associated with spirituality and your dreams and your subconscious realm, your imagination, what you daydream about. I think it personally represents other realms, specifically things that you can feel but maybe you can't see. This Neptune rules artists, artistry, the entertainment industry, art, theater, and it can also represent divine inspiration. It's a very dreamsy, very whimsical, otherworldly planet. It can rule deception, trickery, basically kind of con artist energy, enemies. Oh, this is gonna play into my interpretation of moon in Pisces. So I'm gonna say liquids, intoxicants, and addiction can also be associated with Neptune. What else? It can rule ghosts, otherworldly things, magic, ritual, victims, sacrifice, guilt, confusion. And for the positives, it's a very spiritual, enlightening planet, but it can definitely turn really ugly really fast. So yeah, and if I didn't already say it, it rules illusions and smoke and mirror effects of things. So there's that. Jupiter represents expansion, your fortune. It also represents spirituality in the sense, higher education, laws, philosophy, optimism, faith. It's also a planet associated with prophecy. It can also have to do with astrology in its own right in some instances. What else? Represents indulgence, growth. Can I write anything else here for Jupiter represents? Wealth, I already said that. Morality, philosophy, the law. Foreign things, foreign travel, truth, teachers, indulgence, growth, purpose, philosophy, prosperity, optimism, excess, and Jupiter is known as the king of gods. So that's just an overview of how you'll see how those energies come into play as far as the moon in Pisces placement. So starting off, natal moon in Pisces people are very emotional, very creative, very intuitive. Most of them have some sort of psychic ability, whether that's clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance. It also not rules. Moon in Pisces is also a very dreamy placement. It can be very elusive, magnetic to other people, very hard to pin down. This is a very ethereal and, once again, otherworldly vibe. So it's very easy for people to think that Moon in Pisces people are spaced out or not really grounded in reality, because Moon in Pisces kind of straddles the fence between this realm and other realms, or this realm and the spirit realm. They're always in between the two. This is a very moody sign, very introspective sign that needs a lot of solitude, needs a creative outlet. Very sensitive, very compassionate. They have like the emotional depth of an ocean, and their emotions kind of like come in waves. You know, they're always experiencing an extreme high or an extreme low. There's not really a lot of in between with this energy unless it's really, really balanced. Moon and Pisces love music. They love anything that can allow them to escape away from reality and the ugly things about life, or the gloomy things about life, or just routine, monotonous things. Moon and Pisces needs a healthy escape, because Moon and Pisces can definitely be escapist, can have, you know, addictive tendencies, can withdraw into themselves. In their darker moments, Moon and Pisces will probably be very like melancholic, or prone to depression. And I don't say depression lightly, like I literally mean a serious like case of it, ranging from melancholy to clinical depression. That's a theme that a lot of Moon and Pisces can experience at some point or multiple points of their life. Most likely because Moon in Pisces is very like idealistic, you know, and likes to see things in life through rose-colored glasses, which is good, because this allows them to be as spiritual as they are, but it's also the thing that can keep them, you know, lost or ungrounded. What else? Moon in Pisces is the daydreamer, very, very strong imagination, very vivid dreams. Let's see what else did I put here. Very empathic, very intuitive, very psychic. They're actually energetic, psychic sponges, and so they have to be very careful of drugs, taking intoxicants, and also being around a lot of negative people, a lot of negative energy, because Moon and Pisces will just soak all of that up, not even realizing that it's not theirs. So they have to learn how to like protect their energy and put up boundaries and care for themselves the way that they care for other people. They have to learn how to use that for them, first and foremost. Moon in Pisces is very much creatively, artistically, musically inclined. There's a love of music, whether that's just listening to music, whether that's actually composing music. Singing. Moon in Pisces needs a creative outlet to be at its best. What else? Can be very gullible, can be very naive at times. They can be prone to being taken advantage of by other people, because people sense the vulnerability or the open-heartedness of Moon in Pisces. You know, it's just a part of their aura most of the time, so they can draw in people from all walks of life. And because Moon in Pisces is inclined to accept all, you know, they can find themselves once again loving people, but also seeing those same people through rose-colored glasses, unable to see their faults, so their accepting nature can like turn on them a lot of the times, which is why they have to learn discernment in this lifetime. They have to reach into their Virgo polarity so that they can know how to put up boundaries and do things in a more healthy, you know, self-protective fashion. Moon in Pisces, I would say experience the full range of emotion, and once again they go through a lot of emotional extremes. And I think I said in the beginning that their emotions kind of like hit them like waves. It's very much a sign associated with the ocean. Mind you, Neptune is the like god of the sea. It rules the sea. So that's definitely something Moon in Pisces is associated with. A lot of the reason that Moon in Pisces has a hard time staying like grounded or rooted in reality is because they're very idealistic, and once again those rose-colored glasses sometimes get snatched off by how life, you know, and a lot of times Moon in Pisces doesn't know how to deal with that, and so that's where the escapism comes into play. That's where the addiction comes into play, because maybe reality isn't meeting their standards, if that makes sense. I would say, just as an example, Moon in Pisces, like as far as being able to work, I would say like a 9 to 5, unless it's something that they really, really love, I would not suggest that. Or if there's some kind of like if work is a negative drain for a Moon in Pisces, they would have to, that would like be very emotionally, spiritually debilitating, because Moon in Pisces already doesn't want to fully be in reality, and so to have to do something that's so dull, so boring, so without meaning is a very draining or negative force on someone who would have this placement. They need to love what they do. They need to have a sense of purpose. They need to be able to, you know, use their creativity, their spirituality in what they do for a living. Otherwise, it can be very burdensome for them and draining. What else? Moon in Pisces may have, you know, obviously your Mercury sign plays a role, but a lot of Moon in Pisces have soft voices, or they speak softly, or they can speak in a very, you know, elegant manner, creative manner, but oftentimes Moon in Pisces may be soft-spoken. Let's see. Yep, they have to feel connected, completely purposeful in what they do. Mind you, Neptune rules dreams, so Moon in Pisces definitely love sleep. They love naps. They love to daydream. I would say the only sign that would maybe want sleep just as much, if not more, than Pisces would be Taurus. But those two love sleep, love naps, period. Sleep is another escape for Moon in Pisces. Most likely people with this placement, they have very vivid dreams. Sometimes those dreams can come true. Mind you, both Neptune and Jupiter can talk about psychic ability, spiritual abilities. So yes, that is a thing, but yeah. Vivid internal world. They need a lot of space. They need a lot of privacy and solitude. It helps them to recharge. It helps them to regroup. A lot of times, you know, people will see Moon in Pisces as someone who's once again spaced out, or that they just live in their own world, and a lot of the times they actually do live in their own world. You know, they're never fully here on this realm. You know, like I said, there's always a part of them that's connecting to something spiritual or divine or anything along those lines. Could be natural psychics, mediums, once again people with psychic and spiritual gifts and abilities. This is the kind of, this sign would most likely get a lot of divine inspiration, a lot of really creative ideas. They can get a lot of intuitive or creative downloads, things that just hit them, ideas that just come, and probably experience that often. Romantics, they love love, they love giving love, they love being in love. Very romantic, very idealistic. This would be the sign that is inclined to like some sort of, you know, fairy tale love. This would be a sign that would be prone to doing that. Of course, other things in your chart play a role, but Moon in Pisces can be so dreamy and childlike that it actually wants, you know, something fairy tale like. But that's just for some. Mind you, Neptune Pisces, it rules, you know, victims and sacrifice and being taken advantage of, being abused, losing your power to something, in the sense of kind of surrendering, giving up control, sometimes running away from life. Neptune Pisces energy is very good for that. So that energy can make them very self-sacrificing, very codependent. What else? They have a problem with boundaries, you know, maintaining boundaries, as well as knowing when to implement boundaries, because Pisces, once again, they're sponges, so they can take on the struggles and the pains of other people, putting themselves last, hence the victim energy, hence the martyr energy. What else is here? They do wear rose-colored glasses quite often, especially when it comes to their loved ones and their dreams. They would need a partner who's emotionally mature, encouraging, very grounded, and protective partner. Somebody who doesn't take advantage of their giving nature. Someone who will encourage them, because a lot of the times when in Pisces, they can get easily disappointed, easily upset. You know, they can be very overwhelmed at times by life, and they need people around them to ground them, so that they don't escape, or so that they don't let things get out of control. Sometimes they need they need to be around people who feed them and don't take advantage of their kind nature and don't see them as weak because they're vulnerable. They have to be around people who can, you know, build them up and help them to basically give the same love to themselves that they give to other people. This is a very loving sign placement, a very affectionate sign. Like I said, it's the romantic lover of love. Moon in Pisces can be very like passive or submissive in their relationships, because Pisces is about like merging. You know, Pisces wants to merge with something, whether that's art, whether that's a person, whether that's a spiritual path, whether that's a dream. Pisces wants to merge. Mind you, it's related to the ocean, it's related to the sea, so things can just get, what's the word? Damn it, I forgot my thought. I did not remember what I was about to say. Maybe it'll come back. Anyways, Moon and Pisces can be very self-indulgent, can be escapist. Once again, they can be elusive, hard for other people to pin them down, get a feel for like who they are. They can sometimes unintentionally send like mixed signals to people. People don't really know how to categorize them sometimes. I think I said all of this already. Yes, back to their partner. They need a partner who will bring them back to reality without being insensitive or harsh. What else is here? Strong sense of humor. Is very easy to make them laugh. They can have an odd sense of humor sometimes, but they generally love to laugh, and oftentimes they make other people laugh too. They're very perceptive. A lot of Moon and Pisces are old souls. They are kind of an easygoing, go with the flow type, or they make decisions, or they operate based on how things feel. They can be quite absent-minded. Once again, they are not always actually most of the time they're not fully in this realm, you know, so that can come off as being spaced out or absent-minded to other people. Moon and Pisces will often feel either unappreciated or misunderstood. That often happens. They're very accepting of other people's faults most of the time, sometimes even to the point of being in denial. You know, that's at its worst, but that can definitely show. Once again, those rose-colored glasses will play a role in that. They can make natural actors, actresses, because they're chameleons. This is mutable water energy, and because Pisces is the last sign, they have a little bit of every sign before them within them. So once again, natural chameleons, naturally adaptable, natural at, you know, acting, creating illusions, behavior, picking up traits from other people. They're sponges, and they can just think of them like a ever-evolving mirror, you know. What else? Because of their because a lot of them are empaths, they can know like what something feels like without actually experiencing it, because they can experience other people's emotions as their own, or they can easily put themselves in other people's shoes, which leads to their, you know, compassionate, loving, giving nature. They can experience other people's pain as their own, and sometimes, you know, oftentimes they do it without even trying, which is why they need a lot of boundaries, because people can take advantage of that. They're typically very open-minded, very spiritual, very introspective. Even if they're not like religious or into religion or anything like that, they have a strong faith about life. Once again, that Jupiter energy comes into play, ruling optimism and faith, so it's magnified in Pisces when it goes with Neptune. They need healthy escape routes. So poetry, music, writing, singing, film, dancing, composing music, photography, anything artistic, they need to do that basically religiously. They need that outlet. It keeps them away from being, you know, addicted or falling into darker sides of life. They need that for their balance. They also need a consistent self-care routine, because think of it like Pisces is the fish, and there's just no natural way of protecting themselves, and so they have to take extra measures to make sure that some of their attention, some of their love, some of their focus goes to themselves, because they can easily be very scattered in what and who they give their energy out to. What else is here? I would say this placement learns intuitively, maybe hands-on, you know, needing to see pictures and like vivid instructions, but this sign learns intuitively, creatively. This placement is normally very trustworthy, you know, like I said, unless they're falling into the darker side of life, they're generally pretty, once again, idealistic in the sense of how they want to be treated and how they treat other people. They typically love the underdog. A lot of them may feel like the underdog. This placement needs a very serene and grounded home life. They need a place that's a safe haven for them, where they can just shut off and completely block out the world. They need that. What else? Okay, I would recommend that Moon and Pisces be near water, take a lot of baths. Like, they need to connect with the water element. I would recommend that for all water signs, but especially Pisces, because Pisces is associated with the ocean. So,
sorry about that. I realized my fucking headphones, my microphone wasn't fully plugged in, so anyways, I may have to adjust the audio on that part. But anyways, I think I was saying Moon in Pisces, they need to connect with the element of water. It's so healing and so soothing for them, for their energy. I would highly recommend, spiritual baths, spiritual cleansings for everyone, of course, but especially water signs, because they have an absorbent psychic nature. Even the more self-protective signs of Cancer and Scorpio, they're still empaths. They still need to take care of their spirit, their energy, their aura. So Moon in Pisces, water signs, definitely connect with water in that way. Moon in Pisces, adding on to that, they have to know how to cleanse and protect their hearts, their aura, their spirit, their focus, their energy, because they so easily absorb other people's habits and their feelings and their unspoken thoughts and their struggles. And Pisces can have a tendency to attract people who just need a lot need a lot of attention, a lot of energy, and they have to make sure that they're not absorbing other people's issues and karma and ultimately depleting themselves in the process, which is why I'm kind of thinking of an analogy here. I hope it doesn't sound stupid when I say it. So kind of think of how, like, once again, Pisces is the fish. Pisces being in such a big expansive ocean, that ocean is toxic. There's absolutely nothing that the fish can do about it. That fish is one of the most, if not the most vulnerable creature in the sea. I'm not fully versed on all of the creatures that live in the sea. I don't know. But as far as I know, fish is the most vulnerable. So taking that and translating that to a human, someone who has moon in Pisces especially, they have to be very, very careful about their environment. The people that are in it, what they constantly indulge in. They have to be careful of basically what ocean that they place themselves into via other people's energy, other people's homes, other people's environments, what they allow into their environment, what they allow into their daily life and daily routine. They have to be very, very careful about that, because once again, that chameleon nature, that mirror nature, that absorbent nature can easily take on the karma, the demons, the habits, the tendencies, and sometimes even the personalities of the people that they are around, for better or for worse. So they very much so have to be careful of, they have to protect that ability so that it doesn't turn against them. Natural, I think I said this in the beginning, natural clairvoyance, natural clairsentience, natural psychics. Some of them may be claircognizant as well. Pisces has to learn to trust itself oftentimes. Pisces energy attracts all walks of life. They accept all walks of life to the point where, once again, they can gloss over flaws and red flags and things along those lines. Other people can typically sense the openness and the compassion of this placement, and can kind of feel that they're an understanding person, or a sensitive, empathetic person, compassionate, so on and so forth. They can be very forgetful. Once again, they're never fully in reality. I would say Moon and Pisces are natural healers. They probably have a very healing touch. So working with people via like the service industry, as far as like, spiritual healing, energy healing, massage therapy, hands-on with people types of jobs, such as the service in the what the hell is it called? The spa industry. So that could definitely be a good way for them to utilize their natural, abilities. What else? They can be natural counselors, therapists. They're very good listeners. They typically can keep people's secrets. A lot of people will just feel drawn to tell them things, private, dark secrets, because they just trust that, Moon in Pisces isn't gonna tell anybody anything. And oftentimes, like I said, they can be like vaults. They're very private, very introspective. It's typically not in their nature to just tell everybody's business, or any business at all. You know, Neptune energy, Pisces energy, it can rule secrets and the unknown and, you know, things like that. So Pisces is very comfortable with that kind of energy, keeping a lot of things to themselves. The shadow side of Moon and Pisces could be that they're very impractical. They could deal, once again, with mood disorders, nervous or anxiety issues, addictions, compulsions. They could be very easily discouraged to the point of losing their faith, being very pessimistic, gloomy, depressed. Once again, they can be escapist. They could be just addicted to any form of escape or a specific form. It just depends. Once again, they can be very victim prone, victim minded. They can be the martyr. They rule that energy. They can fall into self-pity, doom and gloom. They can be dishonest or tricksters or liars themselves in their lower vibration. And I already said victim mentality, con artist, etc. So I think I already said that whatever that they do for a living, whatever they do with their life and devote that energy to, Pisces is going to merge with something, especially Moon in Pisces, because that is your instinct, that is your soul, that is your nature. So Moon in Pisces energy in general it has to merge with something. It's like trying to rein in the ocean. So it's just a matter of what this energy merges with that's going to make or break them. So like I said, they need a creative outlet. They need to do that consistently. They need a self-care routine, a strong one. They need to do that consistently. They have to learn boundaries. They have to learn discernment, because they have to learn how to protect their energy and not be so receptive to everything and everyone and being just a bleeding heart for people. They have to reel that in. Mind you, I think what I wanted to say earlier when I lost my train of thought about Jupiter, it was the prophecy thing. So Jupiter rules prophecy, prophets, and being a co-ruler of Pisces along with Neptune, which talks about psychic and spiritual gifts and abilities. They can definitely have vivid prophetic dreams. That's something that they can typically strengthen or develop or tap into if that's something that they want. But a lot of Moon and Pisces individuals, they've always had that gift since, you know, childhood. Mind you, the moon rules, you know, who you are on a subconscious level, on a soul level, the energy that you bring with you from past lives or, you know, previous ancestors. It's the energy that you already are, that you already have instinctually. So it can be that they have had their psychic gifts since a very young age, since birth, etc. Also, the lower vibration of Moon and Pisces can be very, very fearful or insecure. Okay. What else? I would say Pisces, Moon and Pisces, they love unconditionally, and they have to learn how to also love themselves unconditionally. They have a tendency to always see the best in others, even if said others don't deserve it. Once again, they can be quite adaptable. They're typically very gentle, easygoing, spiritual souls. Let me see. Moon and Pisces can have a weird sleep cycle, weird sleep schedule. They can be night owls. They can be insomniacs. Yeah. What else? Oh, as far as love, once again, they're romantic, they're idealistic, so they want deep, soulmate, spiritual, past life love. They want the one. Like, they need that, some sort of significant divine spiritual union. You know, they live for that. They typically dream about that. They believe in true love, soulmate love, past lives typically, and the kind of connection that would entail is what they want. What else? Did I say everything? Oh, I think it did. That is pretty much it. I am a moon in Pisces myself, so a lot of this was from personal experience. I think I already said, you know, Pisces, you have to be careful with intoxicants, liquids especially, but yeah, I don't want to repeat myself because I said that already, but be very careful about that. Being near water, spiritually cleansing, what they need to implement. I already said they have active imaginations, vivid dreamers, vivid daydreamers. Yeah, I think that is it. Damn, I totally fucking forgot about that. Okay, the mother. I didn't talk about the relationship with the mother. Okay, so I didn't write down notes for this. That's why I thought I was finished. I just whatever. So the relationship with the mom. So your mother could have Pisces qualities. Your mother could have been an addict herself. Your mother could have, you know, been someone that you've seen as maybe very vulnerable, or you could have seen her as a victim. You could have seen her maybe dealing with a lot of emotional ups and downs, or dealing with a lot of abuse from her relationships. You could have seen her codependent. On the flip side, you could have seen her as very spiritual, very evolved, very creative and loving and affectionate, and, you know, self-sacrificing for you, for others. Ultimately had a very loving mother, adaptable. In some cases, the mother could have been absent, you know, once again, due to maybe mental issues, disorders, drugs, somehow, some way, just not being available. What else? There was probably a psychic kind of connection that you had with your mother, and vice versa, just being able to sense each other's moods. Your mother likely had an ability to just tune into, you know, what you needed, how you felt, and gave you the nurturing, all of the nurturing that she could, that she seen, felt that you needed. What else? Your mother could have taught you or supported you in being creative or being spiritual, or introducing you to that. I think I already stated all the negative manifestations of the mom. As a child, you were probably, once again, you could have been an old soul yourself. You could have been very mature for your age. You could have been very creative, interested in creativity. You could have been interested in spirituality very early, if that's not the environment that you grew up in. Very sweet, very gentle, very private. Some could have been loners, very to themselves. Into reading, into fantasy, once again, into some form of escape. Could have been introverted as a child, could have been shy. Moon and Pisces people in both childhood and adulthood can be reserved or shy until they warm up to people. In some lower vibrations or other or more negative manifestations of this, as a child, you could have somehow been victimized. With Moon and Pisces, mind you, Pisces, Neptune, it rules victims and being taken advantage of. So Moon and Pisces, if you didn't, you know, see people around you in your childhood environment getting taken advantage of or abused, you could have received this yourself. You could have somehow, some way, you're familiar with that in the lower expression of this energy, but definitely you could have been victimized in your own way. Even if it was something like bullying, if it was something a little bit more traumatizing than that. I don't want to get into like the nitty gritty of it, but somehow, some way, feeling victimized in childhood could be a theme for more negative manifestations of this energy. Once again, I think I already said earlier, could have had, you know, psychic tendencies, prophetic dreams as a child. Maybe lucid dreams, just, or spiritual experiences. A lot of synchronicity, maybe. And yeah, Moon and Pisces can actually have a lot of friends. Now, how close they are to them, I don't know. But people are typically very drawn to people who have Moon and Pisces energy. Once again, they have their energy has a very inviting, magnetic, soothing effect on other people. It reels people in various ways. So, yes. So I think I'm actually finished this time. Mind you, the relationship with the mother, what I described can also apply to whoever your nurturing parent was, male, female, grandparent, doesn't matter. Whoever that dominant person was that gave you that love and the nurturing that you needed, that's who the moon sign is talking about. And I think I'm actually finished this time. If not, I'll do another video. So once again, hope this was helpful. Hope that it resonated. If you feel as though I left anything out, you can please put that in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe if you like this video. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next video sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah.